Once upon a time, in a world not so far away, there were two young explorers named Kael and Mira. They were both part of a special space program on Earth, training to become the best space travelers. They were rivals, always trying to outdo each other. But one day, their adventure took a surprising turn. While flying in their spaceship, a terrible storm hit. The ship shook and rattled as alarms blared. Kael, sitting in the pilot's seat, tried to stay calm. "Mira, can you help me with the controls?" he shouted over the noise. "Why should I? You're the one flying." Mira replied, her eyes wide with fear. Just then, lightning struck, and the ship began to spiral down, down, down. With a loud crash, they landed on a strange planet called Zyra. When Kael and Mira stepped out of the ship, they were amazed. The sky was a bright purple, and the trees were tall and twisted, covered in colorful flowers that glowed softly. But before they could explore, they heard a loud growl. "What was that?" Mira whispered, her heart racing. "I don't know, but we should find shelter." Kael replied, looking around nervously. As they ran into the thick jungle, they spotted something moving in the shadows. Suddenly, a giant alien creature with sharp teeth and bright red eyes jumped out. "Run!" Mira screamed. They dashed through the trees, their rivalry forgotten as they worked together to escape. After running for what felt like forever, they finally stopped to catch their breath. Kael leaned against a tree, panting. "That was close. I didn't know you could run so fast," he said, trying to lighten the mood. "Yeah, well, I didn't know you had it in you to cooperate," Mira replied with a small smile. As they sat down to rest, they realized they needed a plan. "We can't just wander around. We need to find a way back home," Kael said. "But how? We don't even know where we are." Mira replied, looking around. Kael thought for a moment. "Maybe we can find some clues in that old building over there," he suggested, pointing to a crumbling structure in the distance. They cautiously approached the building, which was covered in strange, glowing vines. Inside, they found a control room filled with buttons and screens. Kael looked at Mira, his eyes shining with excitement. "This could help us," he exclaimed. As they explored, Mira pressed a button, and a holographic map of Zyra appeared. "Look! It shows where we are and where we need to go to find a way home," she said. But just then, they heard a loud noise. The alien creature they had seen earlier was back, and it wasn't alone. A whole pack of them was charging toward the building. "Quick, we need to hide!" Kael shouted. They ducked behind a table, holding their breath as the aliens entered the room. Kael whispered, "We have to find a way to distract them." Mira spotted a pile of shiny objects nearby. "What if we throw these to create a noise and lead them away?" she suggested. "That's a great idea," Kael said, his heart racing. They carefully picked up the shiny objects and threw them in the opposite direction. The aliens turned and raced after the sound, giving Kael and Mira a chance to escape. As they dashed out of the building, they couldn't help but laugh. "We actually did it," Mira said, feeling proud. "Maybe working together isn't so bad after all," Kael admitted, feeling a warm sense of camaraderie. With the map in hand, they ventured deeper into Zyra. They faced many challenges along the way. They had to cross a bubbling river filled with strange, glowing fish. "I can't swim very well," Mira confessed, looking worried. "Don't worry. I'll help you," Kael replied. He found a long branch and made a makeshift bridge. They carefully crossed together, cheering when they made it to the other side. Later, they had to climb a steep hill. Mira was tired and wanted to give up. "I can't do this," she said, sitting down. "Yes, you can. Just take one step at a time." "We can't give up now." Kael encouraged her. With Kael's support, Mira found the strength to keep going. Together, they reached the top and looked out at the breathtaking view of Zyra. As they admired the scenery, they heard the growling sounds again. This time, the aliens were not just a few, they were everywhere. "We have to move," Kael shouted, pulling Mira with him. They ran, dodging trees and leaping over rocks. Just when they thought they were safe, the aliens cornered them in a clearing. "What do we do now?" Mira asked, panicking. "Let's try to talk to them," Kael suggested, surprising Mira. "Maybe they're not as scary as they seem." With a deep breath, Kael stepped forward. "We come in peace. We just want to go home," he called out. To their surprise, the aliens stopped. One of them, a big blue creature with kind eyes, approached them slowly. It tilted its head, as if trying to understand. Mira joined Kael, feeling braver. "We're explorers. We didn't mean to land here," she said. The blue creature made a soft sound, and suddenly, the other aliens relaxed. Kael and Mira exchanged glances, hopeful. The blue creature pointed to a glowing crystal in the center of the clearing. "What is that?" Kael wondered. The creature picked up the crystal and showed them a picture of their spaceship. Mira gasped. "It can help us," she exclaimed. They watched as the blue creature used the crystal to project a map. It showed a safe path back to their ship. "Thank you," Mira said, feeling grateful. The aliens seemed to understand, and the big blue creature nodded in return. With the help of their new friends, Kael and Mira followed the path the blue creature showed them. They felt stronger and braver, knowing they were no longer just rivals but friends. After what felt like a long journey, they finally reached their ship. "We made it," Kael shouted with joy. "We couldn't have done it without each other," Mira said, smiling. They quickly began to repair the ship using the tools they found in the alien building. Working together, they finished just in time. The aliens watched as the ship's engines roared to life. As they lifted off the ground, Kael and Mira waved goodbye to their alien friends. The big blue creature waved back, a smile on its face. "Can you believe what just happened?" Kael asked, still amazed. "I know. We faced our fears, made new friends, and discovered so much," Mira replied. As they soared through space, they talked about their adventure and all the things they learned. They realized that their rivalry had made them stronger, but working together had made them unstoppable. When Kael and Mira returned to Earth, they were different. They were no longer just rivals, they were true friends. They promised to explore the stars together and help each other on every adventure. And so, Kael and Mira continued their journey, knowing that together, they could face any challenge that came their way. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button. And for more fun stories, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. See you next time.